Hello everybody, my name is Reinaldo Rodriguez. I am a candidate master from Venezuela. Today we are going to continue with another video for the series Climbing the Rating Tower. Actually we are in the 1600 level. So let's play a couple of 5+5 games against another users on chess.com. Let's start. Okay, black pieces against play chess from Czech Republic. Okay, c4. Let's go for Indian defense. Okay. So this is pretty schematic. You do the same. So now d6. And here there is options to play with e5 or c5. Let's go for e5. Okay, d3 is a move to control the pawn advance to e4. And probably now white is going to play on the queen side with some plans like rook b1, b4, b5. Especially if the knight comes here, white can do the expansion, winning some tempos, but the rook b1 move is necessary to be careful with this diagonal. So look for e4 is pretty standard. Okay, not now for sure. Also, I can try to mobilize my pawns using c6, d5. Let's play rook e8. Rook b1 probably. Looking for b4. As I didn't develop the knight to c6, I think I can use that square for my pawn here. Also to control the knight jumps. In case of rook b1, a5 is another way to delay the y expansion. He basically needs to play later. Well, maybe thinking that my knight is on c6, probably he could play b4 directly, but maybe was a bit scared about the knight hanging. For that reason, he's defending the knight, looking for b4 directly. So, okay, I will do a5. Queen c1. Okay, wants to trade bishop here. I think here I can continue winning space on the queen side with a4. Okay, bishop a6. I have to consider if the trade is good or not, because the center no is completely blocked yet. So also a3, bishop takes g7, pawn takes, king takes g7, and maybe that structure looks good because I will have a unique island of pawn. That is interesting. Let's go for this. Yeah, pawn takes, queen a6. I have to be careful with that. But I can capture the rook, promoting. He have knight g5, threatening remove the defender, but I can reinforce maybe with the other knight, but later will be very difficult deal with that, with all the pieces around the king there. That looks very risky. Oh, but I have knight g4 in case of queen a6. Let's do that. Takes, he capture on f6. I capture the queen, but I can capture the rook with checks. I think it's playable. Okay, now king takes. Yeah, I have a better pawn structure. That's all the point of this. Also, I don't have to develop my bishop. Probably my bishop is already developed from there because the rook have an open file available. Okay, it's creating intersection point here. Now maybe it's time to play c6. I think c6 is quite good to control the knight and also play against the bishop. Okay, f4, logical move. Wants to put pressure, yeah, on the throw the f file. I have a check available here. Knight b7, pawn takes maybe. Yeah, with knight b7, I can try to trade queens with queen b6 check. Let's do this. This looks good because it's a normal developed move. Reinforcing the center and probably trying to play queen b6 check at some moment. Because without the queens on the board, probably the endgame is a bit favorable for me, I think, to the better pawn structure. It's only a small detail, but can be very important in the long term. Okay, knight there is looking for open this diagonal at any cost. Also is putting pressure here on d6. Okay, I can capture. I'm not worried about the diagonal open yet. Okay, now is threatening this. I have the check, but d6 is falling. Okay, maybe d5, but if d5, knight d6. Okay, let's play queen e7. Not what I want to play, really. I wanted to trade queens, but I cannot see any other way to protect the pawn. Maybe f5 is interesting. In case of f5, I have to play f6. Okay, he took there. It's captured with the pawn. Also, I can capture with the queen, but with the pawn seems to be necessary to prevent the pressure here on d6. Yeah, the idea is play f5 to reduce the pressure on the backward pawn and to remove the knight from this strong location that is in front of the most advanced pawn at the moment. Yeah, I have some invasion square here available to offer the queen trade. I think I can play f5 right now. He's trying to push the pawn to create the outputs on d6, but I can play f5 first. Okay, queen a3 makes sense to offer the trade. Very difficult. Mm, refuse the trade. Well, maybe rook b1 or rook c2 because a2 is falling now. Also, the knight here is misplaced and needs to be relocated. So this pawn structure is doing an excellent job against this bishop in the fianchetto location. Okay, I can kick the tension, but I think it's a good idea. Just trade queens and start to do some maneuvers with the knight. Maybe looking for the outputs on d4, knight c5, knight e6, knight d4, maybe a plan. Also knight in front of the most advanced pawn here. Looks good. Yeah, here, in this case, I can play with the rooks disconnected because I have to protect the backward pawn, and also the rook here have a lot of scope on the open file. So it's perfect playable. Okay, rook there. Maybe rook a3. If I play this, he can play e3. Oh, I have to play fast. Let's do this. I didn't see the time. I am talking too much. And let's start to play in a more practical way. Okay, pressure there in the pawn. Now I can move the rook to a3, come back with the knight to c5. Maybe he can consider sacrifice the rook here. Check, check. This move is annoying. He cannot play rook b3 because a2 will be falling. Knight c5, knight a4, knight a3 are possible plans. Okay, knight a4, an auction coming. I cannot capture on d3 yet. Okay, now the position is difficult because I am getting the c3 square. Um, okay, let's do this. Knight c3, rook b3. Okay, let's play here a waiting move. I wasn't sure about that yet, so probably I can try to continue improving the pieces first. Maybe some move like the knight here is very good because it's protecting the pawn, so probably I can liberate my bishop. I am looking for rook here, but he can play d4. But I can pin the pawn again. So if d4, I can capture, and maybe rook come back with the rook to d8. That's the idea. Let's pin this. I cannot calculate very well this, but okay, that was a clever move. Let's improve the pieces a bit. To protect b7 with the rook. Okay, now let's go back. I have a check here. I don't know if I have some tactics there. I have another rupture pawn here on h4 that may be interesting. Probably I would like to fix, before do the rupture, I want to play g4 to fix the flank. If bishop takes, rook. Okay, now I can capture and go to the other flank. It's looking for these outputs, very annoying. Okay, rook g3, putting pressure here, knight g5. Also, I am capturing this. Should I care about my bishop? Okay, he wants to capture this. Let's play this. If try to restore the balance, I have this fork. Also, I think I have rook takes c2 followed by knight takes d3 check. That will be good because I can recover the exchange there. Okay, stay with the knight, I think. Well, maybe that no was a good idea because now he can capture this. But okay, if capture the pawn, I have knight f4, I think. Attacking the bishop, threatening the fork with knight takes d3. Bishop here, intermediate move, rook e7, attacking the bishop and keeping the pawn defended. Yeah, and threatening this. So probably the position fall apart. I'm not sure if the bishop is trapped, I think. No squares available for the bishop. Maybe he's going to play bishop takes c6, just a desperate move. But I can capture on d3 and later on b4 because I will win a tempo attacking the other rook. Oh, this is with check. Okay, this is a complete rook of disadvantage. Check. This is mate. Rook takes d3 is mate. Yeah. Okay, well, this was a very difficult game. But I think basically all the advantage was based in the better pawn structure. Let's go for the second one. Okay, new one. It's taking some time. Okay, now with white pieces, 1600. So let's play e4. Okay, peer defense. Apparently, so far, knight f6, knight c3, knight bd7. Okay, this is really the Philidor defense. This is known as the lion variation of the Philidor defense. One of the downside of the move is that it's blocking the diagonal. So here I can play a kind of plan very similar with the Keres attack in the Scheveningen Sicilian, and it's based in push the pawn to g4, try to go to g5 and dislodge the knight because this is blocked. Probably black have to play a6. This is a very aggressive approach, but the idea is the position is going to transpose probably to the normal Philidor setup, but the idea is just win some space. Now if I is incoming in normal conditions, so okay, let's do h3 to protect the pawn. Okay, and now I can consider the possibility to defend the pawn via e2 to use the g2 square for the bishop. Let's do that. Also, the knight on e2 in comparison with f3 eventually can go for the outputs on f5. But that would be basically a middle game plan. First, I should complete development. So let's play bishop g2 to have the king ready to castle. Yeah, bishop d3, queen d2. Also, I can castle long. It's interesting. At some moment, I suppose that black have to capture on d4, but also the capture to enable the e5 square for the knight, but the capture on d4 helps me to go for the outputs on f5. Okay, c6, this is a thematic move. Also, some of the ideas is prepare the expansion. I am thinking in play a4 to prevent the expansion. I will do that. And probably now with the a4 move made, okay, it's pretty sure that I will castle short. Okay, I'm going to win more space. This is useful. Sometimes it's advisable reply with a5 against a4 just to fix the flank. But okay, if I can take more space, I will take. Yeah, there is some plans for black to try to do this, and look for the outputs on f4. But in this specific structure with the knight on e2 and not on f3, this is very well called. So actually, no, not an easy situation for black. I can push to f4 as well to have an enormous central control after short castle and maybe try to open the f5. Okay, he's looking for the outputs there. Maybe the h4 square to chase the bishop. That is what he wants to do. I am thinking f4, knight g6. Yeah, he's incoming for this square. Okay, after this move, he leave e5 weaker, weakest, but okay, I cannot see something concrete to stop the knight landing on g4. Maybe short castle, knight g6, f4. Maybe if the knight goes there, I can just play bishop h1 and that's all, or leave the bishop there and try to continue my own plan. So let's do this to see how he's going to react. If he capture, I can capture with the knight, preventing knight g6. Also, there is big pressure on e5, so the idea is create some tension there to see how he's going to react. Knight g6, short castle, knight h4, bishop h1. Okay, yeah. The castle is basically to enable the h1 square for the bishop. Later, I can play maybe some queen e1 move and try to put some pressure there, but the knight can be defended by the bishop. Okay, let's see. Also, I can consider the possibility to allow the capture of the bishop as well, because the bishop at the moment is blocked, it's completely blocked. So if I play something like f5, maybe just closing the position, okay, the bishop will not be an amazing piece, really, but I would like to keep some flexibility and options available. And for that reason, in that point of view, preserve the bishop pair always is an interesting way to try to kick some flexibility. Yeah, it's taking a lot of time. Knight h4 is the probably the best way to be consistent with the plan, and after that I'm not sure about how to continue, because also I start to be worried about this rook to pawn available to try to open the h file and attack there. So yeah, knight h4 looks good. Okay, he take there. I can counter with the knight or with the bishop. With the knight, with the bishop, I can accelerate development and also put some pressure on d6, threatening some e5 move. The advantage with the knight is that, okay, but if I counter with the bishop, he can trade the knight for the bishop, and I will be losing the bishop pair anyway. So let's stay with the knight and follow the principles. Okay, knight h4 for sure. Also, again, there is a similar situation in comparison with the previous game. Maybe here I can play with the rooks disconnected, because due to all the space that I want with this expansion, I can activate the rook through the 4th rank or the 3rd rank at any moment. So, okay, here with the rook with the bishop, let's do it with the bishop. Okay, there is some queen b6, no, because it's controlled. So, yeah, okay, here I have a lot of space and central control, so the position is pretty good. Okay, short castle. I can push to e5, maybe pawn takes, bishop d6, but okay, I will be simplifying too many pieces there. Okay, this knight have to be relocated because it's being controlled by the pawn. So I can, when we think in a knight maneuver, okay, we would like really to look for outputs, and the f5 square is a knight output. So this probably is a good way to relocate the knight, and that is possible because the bishop on g2 is doing defensive labors on the pawn. So let's do that. Slow maneuver. Keeping the hanging pound control. Kind of hanging pounds, not really hanging pounds. Maybe they were, with the knight on c3, but now that the pound can comes to c3 to reinforce the center, okay, it's more evident that are not hanging pounds, but really the character of the position is like they will be. So in this kind of advantage, it's very important be patient. Okay, now he start to think a lot because the position is very difficult due to the lack of space. And it's very easy to go wrong. Bishop d7, connecting the rooks, logical move. This pawn is pinned, c4, c5, can be interesting plan, but okay, I'm going to continue with the, okay, 93, there is some g5 move, but that will be really, probably, he will be overreacting there. The idea is just take the outputs on f5. Okay, rook there. He's preparing maybe bishop da to put some pressure there. I think I can play queen d3 to reinforce the central pawn. Well, really the central pawn is okay. Also, there is intersection point here. I don't want to take the outputs because he can trade some pieces and play in a easier way. Maybe b4. I like b4 actually to win more space. Let's do that. Also preventing, yeah, to protect the pawn. Okay, maybe he's preparing a sacrifice here. Knight takes, pawn takes. I can take the outputs and recapture with the g pawn. Also, I can try to play bishop f3 just to reinforce and to force him to play something else. Let's do that. prophylactic move. Okay, found there. I can push, winning more space. In case of knight e4, I can win a pawn, capturing with the knight for sure, with the less value pieces first. Yeah, takes, takes, bishop takes. Oh, b4 is hanging. I didn't see that. Yeah, very bad. Now bishop c3 is incoming. Bishop b. Yeah, there is some pressure here. I lose the control of the position. Let's play queen d3 or queen f3. Maybe preparing c3. Also, I have a check on b3 in case of f6, for example. Okay, bishop d7. Let's go for the battery against a7. Okay, well, he lost by time, but was a very balanced game, quite difficult. Well, queen here is incoming, and I think the position, I should have a better position here. I missed that the pawn was falling. Probably b4 was not too accurate. Okay, well, with this we'll finish the second game, okay, for this new chapter of the series. I hope you enjoy the comments and the analyze. Don't forget, if you like the video, like and subscribe. And also, if you are interested in see some specific opening, you can leave that in the comments, and I will be glad to try it for a new video. So thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you in a new video. Bye.